Alrighty, I'm just gonna wait and see if people come in. This is my first members only live stream. I think I did everything right here. So sometimes I don't get notifications. A few channels that I'm a member of till later on, so I don't know. That's why this is kind of a test. So what I'll do is play some more StreamYard music, and then we'll wait and see if people come in here. I don't even know if they get notified right away or not. So, or if I even did it right. I'm pretty sure I did. It can't be too long. I got another long day ahead of me here, but anyway, we'll go back to a little bit of music here for a second, and we'll see if anybody rolls on in here. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and start here. This is a test, so we'll see how this works. And then hopefully, for those who didn't get a notification or cannot be here, it is pretty early in the morning, at least here. Well, it's not that early. It's like 8. 10 a.m. But I got a busy day ahead of me again, as I have been and will have pretty much all week, dealing with funeral arrangements and other different situations. So we'll see. But this should, I don't know if this will stay up or not. I honestly just don't know. I woke up probably around, I went to bed early last night. So I woke up probably around maybe 6 in the morning, 5:30, 6:30 in the morning, something like that. Give or take. It was still dark when I woke up. So I thought I would try to figure out how to do a members only live stream. So that's what this is. So, I don't have a lot of members. I think I have 11 right now, I think. So, but I promised I would do a couple videos, and I figured, well, why not try this first? And then I'll do a pre-recorded upload. Hey, Print Catcher OTR, finally. This is my first ever members live stream, and I guess I did it right. How you doing, buddy? Can you hear me okay? Is the audio good? Here, let me give you the link if you want it here. If you're able to come up. Okay, cool. This is just for members only. I've only got like 11 members, so there's the link. If you want to come up, this is only on members, so just you and I right now, but people may start rolling in here pretty soon. See how it goes. Hey, Bill. This is my first members only live stream. There's a link if y'all want to come up. So I've only got 11 members, 11 or 12 or something like that. So this will probably stay up on members. But yeah, I'd give it a try. I guess I did it right. I'm so happy you two got when I got the email about gifting memberships. I guess I can gift up. They give you like 5 or 10 a month, and you can gift up to 5 per stream, like on a regular stream. I'm not awake. I know. I went to bed early last night, and I woke up a couple times, obviously, and then I woke up really early this morning. It was still dark, so I don't know what time it was, to be honest with you. I was thinking 5:30, but I think it might have been 6 or 6:30. Anyways, good morning. I got a busy day ahead of me today. Again, funeral situations and personal stuff. So I figured I would try this out. I did promise a couple of videos here for the members, and I figured, why not try doing a members only live? Next one will probably be a pre-recorded, and then I'll upload it here. But I shoot the breeze for a little bit, and hoping that this stays up on members. It should. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. So this is a test for me. Yeah, come on up. It's not public. I mean, it's not like the whole world can see this. It's just us that are here. So if you want to come up, hit the link. We can shoot the breeze, or I can jibber jabber for a little bit. But I figure I could be a little bit more open about some things on here, that it's members only. So, see, if you don't mind me asking, OT, are you in Central Time Zone or Eastern, or? I'm getting ready to go pour some cement for work. Oh, you got to work today pouring cement. Okay. Never doing that. We used to do, rather than Dallas, Texas, Bill, I worked for Central, so you're an hour ahead. Yeah, I worked for a general contractor after I did my first few fast food restaurant jobs as a teenager. When I turned 16, I worked for my neighbor who's a general contractor in Dallas, Fort Worth, and we did pretty much everything you could possibly think of, from building an entire house to simply renovating, putting in an in-ground pool, pouring concrete, obviously, roofing, all that stuff. Of course, back then I was mostly just a laborer, helped out with the crew. Eventually I did learn how to do some of this stuff. And when I moved back to Dallas for a short period of time, from Minneapolis, I was a supervisor. He made me a supervisor, which really only consisted of picking up people, taking them to lunch, and just watching over them while they're working, and then I'd be assigned a certain job while I was there. Something that didn't tie me down too much, where I could still be, a supervisor, if you will. What's weird is it doesn't show, at least on my end. Like I don't know if somebody, if you didn't press the like, I don't know if it even shows up on members. If somebody could press the like, I don't even think it even does. I don't know if it does. Like I can even press like to my own stream and it shows it, but when I go back to say comments here and then close it back out, well, it still shows it. But it wouldn't do it before. If you could hit the like, I'd appreciate it. I'm just trying to learn this member stuff. So here. There we go. Hey, I appreciate that. So it does show up. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Bill, good job, by the way. I heard you. There was a catch. You have to. You do have to forgive me. I don't remember which catch it was right now, but they mentioned that you decoyed it, I believe. I didn't know you were decoying, so thank you for that, by the way. Or you did something to help in that catch. I don't. I just heard them saying that, so that's awesome. It's good stuff. But I'm honestly don't want to be involved in the catching community in that sort of way. I'll be a supporter and whatnot, and if somebody throws a catch my way, it needs to be done, I'll do it and put it on Rumble, or if it's guaranteed that police will be involved, then I'll put it live on YouTube as well. Oh, okay, gotcha. You mean Bill GGBGs? Yeah. That's cool. I hope to meet you, Bill, someday. I know we're not that far away. I just hop on 550, which is just a few miles up the road from me, and just shoot on up there. And maybe we can meet someday, have lunch, whatever. Wolf's catch, not decoy. Help look up preds and look for catchers to catch. Oh, cool. It's awesome. Did you start doing that recently, or just something I just didn't know about? I mean, I didn't even know Becky was a decoy until a couple months ago. I mean, there's a lot of people I just didn't know. So that's good, though. I appreciate that. It's awesome. I had no idea. Yeah, I don't know what college it was, but my nephew, before he went to the military, went to a college where you're at there, Bill. Oh, almost a year. I had no idea. Either that or maybe I just forgot. I don't know. I haven't been too involved, obviously, as you know, with my sobriety and deaths in my family and loved ones that have passed this last. I keep on saying over a week ago. It's already been like 2 weeks now. So yeah, it's now everything is rolling. So we have, of course, there's like 3 of them are having traditional funerals, and then they're having the burial, and then we have a celebration of life for my grandson's uncle, or I should say grandkids now. I have a granddaughter. I gotta say grandkids now. I used to say grandsons all the time, but I do have 5 grandsons. Now I have a granddaughter, but their uncle, unfortunately, did what he did. And so we're going to have a celebration of life this week. So something a little different. His mom is going to, she's got a bonfire pit that actually her and my middle daughter have been working on. And that's what we're going to be doing for that. And we're, going to have some food, some barbecue and whatever. The temperature should be decent. We're going to be in the 50s. I think we're going to get like a 60-degree day this week, but at night it's pretty cold, as you know. We're going to be dropping down to at least the 30s, a few nights, high 20s. So pretty chilly overnight lows, but I think we're going to have it, we're going to start probably an hour or so before dark, so it's still decently warm, and then go until everybody's too cold or ready to go home. Yeah, that catch was great. I don't always remember which catch is whose, but I remember the catch. And that was a great catch. I was watching, was it Alex? Or Tommy? No, I think it was Alex. Where's my phone? It's my decoy phone. I haven't decoyed in a while, but I'm still getting messages from people. I might start doing that actually when I get some more time. And then if I can't do the catch, obviously I'll let I'll ask somebody else if they can do it. Yeah, I remember you saying that, OTR. In fact, is that the one that you talked to me about? And I just don't have a passport. I need to get one. Yeah, Alex, I think it's like a year ago, was supposed to possibly have a catch like in Iceland or something. And then I think OTR, you almost had one in Alaska, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right about that? I'm pretty sure it was you that told me that. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. I don't know what happened with all of those, but going to see family. Oh, I see. You were going to try to get a catch when you were up there or something like that. I don't remember everything. But yeah, you can come on up. There's just, I guess, 3 of us in here. But yeah, I've been having issues with my phone a lot. It's just running so like everything. It's just like this year. I'll be honest with you, 2023 has not been my year at all. I mean, I relapsed on alcohol at the end of May, and then during my sobriety, it's over a month now. Talk about being tested and going through trials and tribulations. People, loved ones, passed away, and they're all tragic, but one of them was, extra tragic, and it really tested me. And then, of course, you got these trolls who are trying to push my buttons or whatnot, which it just goes to show what kind of losers those malicious trolls are, and even a few actual people we know, they're just malicious and don't care about other people's lives, and they're selfish. They project their angers and frustrations and whatever you want to call it onto other people to make themselves feel better about themselves. I'll leave it at that. For sure, rules for like UK. Yeah, because they can do citizens arrest without any. I mean, they. What I understand about the citizens arrest in the UK, and I could be wrong, but this is what I was told. I think it was by UK PP2 at one point a long time ago, which I haven't seen around in quite a while. Is you can hold them, but if they, I guess if they, if they're walking away from you before you conduct the citizen's arrest and they're walking and they want to continue to walk, you can't impede their movement or something, but or something like that. But if they stand still, then they can, hold them there. I think that's how it's something of that nature. It's a little different than here, obviously, but they do have more freedom to do that there. And I a lot of the UK catches that I've seen, if not all of them, they get arrested right away. I mean, the cops just walk up and just cuff them. So the teams, I don't know if they call them first or if they're already in the area. I don't know. But I don't think I've ever seen a single one where there was no arrest during the catch. The cops seem to always arrest right there. And I wish it was the same way here. I mean, yeah, we do have the citizen's arrest law here, but you're playing with fire with that, because if you don't do it just right, you can get in trouble. So now, obviously, if it's a felony in action, as we call it, it depends on what it is and what's going on. Like, that's obvious. We can deal with that without any repercussions for the most part. But as far as catching goes, that's a touchy subject. Let's see if they say that. I guess my screen so I can read it better because I'm blind. See if they say they're holding them, whether walking or not, can hold them. Oh, maybe I'm reading that wrong. I know there's maybe a couple typos there. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't remember the exact terms. I just remember you can't. I'll have to look it up again. But I like the fact that there's always an arrest, at least what I've seen. I'm going to try to cover the mic when I take a drag off my e-cigarette. I don't want to drive everybody crazy with the noise, so pardon me. I don't know if that worked or not. This headset's not working very good. So it has a mute. When I push the plastic mic back, it's supposed to mute it, but it doesn't always do that. So I don't know if that worked or not. But, I don't have a whole lot to say, to be honest with you. I just thought I would shoot the breeze a little bit and try my first members live. There is a video, like I said, I'm going to pre-record and upload. It's going to have a lot more information. This is just kind of off the whim. I decided why not, before I have a busy day, try doing a members live. But yeah. If OTR, if you don't mind staying at least what part of the country you're in and what the weather's like, that'd be cool. I know here we're supposed to get up, I think, to 50 or 60 today for a high. But right now, I think it's like probably still in the, I don't know, upper 30s. I would imagine still right now. It's pretty chilly outside right now. That storm that came through, I'm sure you got some snow where you're at, Bill. I don't know if we got any overnight, but I know the next morning, around 9 or 10, the ground was wet. So if we did get any, it melted, obviously, or didn't stick. But it did say we would get some rain showers. So maybe that's just what it was. Some rain. Mississippi, and it's cold. Really? Well, I know if you're up northern Mississippi, it can get a lot colder than southern. Like, was it last time I went to Florida and I drove there, I forgot the name of the highway. I want to say it's 17, but I'm probably wrong. But I know that I think we would go through Shreveport, Louisiana, Monroe, and then I think it was Jackson, and then we would go south from there, go through was it called Vicksburg or something of that nature, down to Biloxi to the 10, just outside of New Orleans there, to the east of New Orleans, and then we would take the 10 east until I want to say Tallahassee or something. Then we would go south down to the Orlando area. Ocala. I just can't remember all the street names and highway names. All right, man. You have a good day at work, Bill. Thanks for coming by the way. I appreciate you. And thank you for what you do. I didn't realize you were doing all that stuff for a year now. I had no idea. If you told me before, I simply just forgot. I apologize, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. You have a good day at work. OTR, you want to come up and shoot the breeze for about 10, 15 minutes? Belzona. I never heard of Belzona. Is that in Mississippi? Belzona. That almost sounds like another country. I don't know why I've never heard. I may have even driven through there and don't even know it. If that's in Mississippi, I have no idea. I just remember Jackson. I think it's called Vicksburg. Am I correct on that one? Vicksburg or Vicksville or something of that nature. And there was like several small towns we had to go through. It seemed like every 20, 30 minutes there was a small town that we'd go through. A tiny little town. All right. Oh, I don't want to put that on the screen. Sorry about that, Prejudice. I'm sure you are. All right. You take care, buddy. No idea. Dallas, Mississippi is the catfish capital of the U. Oh, okay. Is it like a small town? I assume it is. I mean, or is it like a small city? I consider a city anything probably, I don't know, 20,000 people and above. Anything below that, I consider a town. So that's just my opinion. That's just the way I was raised. So I remember as a kid, we'd go visit my grandparents or something, and they lived in a town. We would call the city in Iowa, and it was like 26,000 then. Now it's like 30,000 plus. But the closest where I went to school, there was only like 4,500 people. And now I think there's like 9,000 people there. When I went to elementary school before we moved to Dallas, Texas. So we always considered the place I went to school a town because we lived out in the country, farmland. We had a large acreage and surrounded by cornfields and all that stuff. And of course, the bus used to come pick us up, as kids. And we'd have to take the bus to school, and we'd have to go to like just places in the woods, like in the middle of nowhere, and then 45-minute, hour bus ride before we even got to the bus barn, and we had to switch buses, and then whatever bus would take us to whatever school, we'd hop on that bus. And what was really cool at the time, my older sister, which was my first brother-in-law, his dad he owned a business, but he also drove the school bus part-time. So he was my second bus driver, from the bus barn to the school, and then after school, from the school to the bus barn. So that's pretty cool. Hey, GOM, good to see you. This is my first members live. I just thought I'd try it. I guess I did it right. I don't really have anything planned to talk about. Just you'd have to go back and watch it. I hope it stays up. I'm sure it will. I'm learning this, so I oh, emojis. Oh, good to see you, GLM. I don't know why I lost your wrench. Oh yeah, you answered that. I'll have to. I did make a few comments, and I like I said, I've been taking quite a bit of a break from YouTube. And 4 loved ones that have passed away recently, and now this week is going to be extra busy because now all the funerals, the burials, the celebration of life, it's all happening now. So all the planning and stuff was just crazy. Now we're going to be having the actual services and whatnot. So and then of course my sobriety as well, which I'm thankful to say it's been over a month. I think it's been 33, or is it now 34 days? I think. I'm just guesstimating right now. But appreciate you being here. I don't have the link. If you want to come up and shoot the breeze, it's just members only. I only have like 11 or 12 members. So let me drop the link real quick. If you want to come up, GLM, and just shoot the breeze for 10, 15 minutes or something. There is the link. I'll probably keep this on members. I probably won't ever make this public. I mean, I might, but I don't see a reason why, to be honest. But I just woke up. Oh yeah, you're an hour behind me, actually. I used to do a lot of morning streams. Not a lot, but I was doing them for a little while. Then I did the all-day panel share Sundays for a while. That was just kind of wearing on me because they were like, oh man, like 6 to 10 hours long sometimes. And it just became a you know what show pretty much after a while, and I just stopped doing it and everything. Oh, cool. I appreciate that. Awesome. I'll be looking forward to you coming up. And again, I want to thank Gabriella Louise Martinez. I just call her GLM. She's the one that encouraged me to finally start my members. I mean, I had the ability to. I got monetized, a year, and wow, it's been almost a year and a half now, actually. Even the day I was offered monetization, I was offered members at the same time. I didn't even monetize my channel right away because I wasn't for sure if I was going to. Looking back, I probably wouldn't have now, but it is what it is. But I'm going to start a second channel at some point, and it's going to go in a completely different direction, as well as this one. I don't want to be part of the. I'll be supportive. I'll do a catch if need be. I may decoy once in a while, but I'm not really going to be involved in the catching community that much anymore. It's just too toxic. So I should have got my coffee, but I need my water. Gotta have water when this mouth gets dry. And it's weird because it doesn't show. I noticed here on members, it doesn't show the number. At least on my end, it doesn't show how many people. Like it doesn't. It just says 0 in chat on the top there. I don't know if it shows y'all how many is currently here, but it never moved. It just stayed at 0. It's weird. I don't know. This is new to me, so. Still learning the ropes. Oh, I actually figured out how to actually make just a written post for members only. So if y'all didn't see that, it was just something brief, but Just tested everything out, trying to teach myself the member stuff. So yeah, just check. I don't know how how members can check on when something's put up or not. I know notifications obviously go. I usually share things to my community page, but as a member myself on a couple other channels, it used to be where you had to go to the community page and you had to be a member, of course, and it would show you, members only, public, members only, whatever, and it would show you, and you just click on it from there. I don't know how it works now. It doesn't let me see it that way. So, and Southwest GLM. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, and here we go.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. I woke up late.
I woke up early this morning. It was still dark.
The time change is kind of messing me up. I get sleepy really early now because it gets dark early, and then I sleep late now.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, here. So this is broadcast all over YouTube, right? It's just a members only chat. Is that right?
No, just us, just members. That's it.
Members only chat, right? Not members only can see.
To the best of my knowledge, it's just members only can see it. To the best of my knowledge. I mean, I could be wrong.
The chat's just turned off for non-members. They can still see. Right, non-members. They can still see it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, like I said, I'm still learning. So
yeah. And then if you were to make it members only after, it would make the whole thing members only. But members can watch.
Oh, but they just can't chat. Is that what it is?
That's probably better for you, man. Some of those people are assholes on your channel. No offense to the assholes out there, but some of them are real pricks.
Yeah, people can be. Yeah, people like to project their own problems onto others to make themselves feel better.
You got some real obsessive little shits that come around. You want me to yell at them?
So what's the weather like over where you're at? Is it? I mean,
it's just kind of cool right now because winter time's coming up. But I'd say probably maybe like 60. Been about 60 every day for the last few days. It's just nice and cool. And then we had a little bit of rain like a week ago.
Yeah,
we don't get too much rain here, but we had a little bit.
Yeah, in the high desert here, I mean, we're in winter time, obviously now. We've been averaging between 50 to 60 for a high, but we get down to like the upper 20s to sometimes colder than that, or 30s for a low, depending on where you're at. If you're in the valley, like the Rio Grande Valley, it's warmer a little bit, like by 8 degrees or 6 to 8 degrees warmer. So it's all about altitude.
Yeah, where I used to live, usually it used to get that cold, but here where I'm at right now, it's like, nah. Maybe we'll get some really cold nights of maybe 40. That would be like the coldest, but that's even pushing it.
Yeah, I had some friends of mine. They lived in the Philippines for like 9-10 years. Then they moved back here and they lived in Albuquerque here for about a year, then moved to the Northern California near the Oregon border, lived there for a year, then they moved to San Francisco, lived there for a year, moved back here 1 year, and now they're back, and they went back to the Philippines to retire. So
nobody wants to live in San Francisco if you're not from San Francisco. I don't know why people keep moving here. Go away.
They lived across the bridge. I forget. It's
like Oakland or which bridge?
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember.
San Rafael?
No, It's near Oakland, but it's not. It's something. Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
San Lorenzo or San Leandro.
San Lorenzo, I believe it is. I
Yeah,
think that was it. And
that's
they
right
would,
next to Oakland.
yeah, and they would tell me like I was like, oh, you must is probably like the weather there better than here as far as the winter goes because we get really cold at night. And they're like, well, they actually liked it better here because they said the cold there goes to your bones. It's like that Ocean Bay area cold, like at night in the winter.
They said it's too cold here.
Yeah,
Okay. Jeez. All right. It's pretty good weather here. I'm
I
kind of
mean that.
spoiled. It don't get
I
too cold here, but if you go up like 2 hours north, it gets
uh,
pretty cold. Like the nights you get down to like the 20s. The summers get up to 114. Just if you go a couple hours away from the ocean, yeah.
right.
So I have that to compare it to. So I feel spoiled where I am because I don't have to deal with that kind of weather. It gets
Right.
really cold and then it gets really hot.
I was in San Jose, Santa
Yeah.
Clara area in 2008 for that was back when I was going to a pastor school convention up there and I was really on this exercise kick, and everything.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm going to drive to the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm going to jog across it and jog back, and that's going to be my exercise of the day. So I left San Jose. It was like 86. This is like the end of September. It was like 86 degrees. It was perfect weather, sunny, everything. And then once I got past Sunnydale and a few other, I can't remember all the suburbs, but I remember when I got to the airport or driving past the San Francisco airport, it dropped down to like 73 degrees, which is still nice. And then I saw these clouds and fog over the skyline. And it dropped down to 59 degrees in downtown San Francisco. I mean, it just, within a matter of a few miles.
Usually covered with a patch of fog. That's just kind of San Francisco. That's why people say it's hot. It's never hot here. It's just like, it is honestly most of the time it's too chilly to even have your arms out. I just people get used to it, but to me it's like you gotta wear a long sleeve shirt or something to cover your arms because I get too cold out and about around here. Even like in the summer, it's like there's just a little bit of a chill. It is just a little chill. It's not anything to really bitch about, but I'm sure people like in the Midwest with the snow and all that probably have it a lot harder. But I always like feel a little like most of the time you gotta cover your arms. Legs don't need to be covered. My legs don't get a chill to them. I can wear shorts any day, any season, doesn't matter. But the arms get cold.
Right. And and here's the thing is I mostly wear t-shirt and shorts year round. And I don't really have much quote unquote winter clothes. Like I have a couple of light jackets. I have maybe one or two pairs of jeans.
Yeah.
And some workout, whatever they're called. They're not sweats, but they're, those Adidas, Nike thingies, whatever they're called. But I'm the same way. Like my arms get cold. So I'll wear like a long sleeve shirt or a light jacket, but I'll wear shorts.
Yeah, same. I'll wear shorts in the middle of winter time. I don't give a shit. It doesn't make me cold for whatever reason. My legs out don't make me cold, but arms and shoulders that like cools off the whole body.
Yeah.
Can't take it.
But of course, this time of year at night, when the sun goes down, I mean, it could be it may get up to 60 today, which is, pretty good for here, especially December, But as soon as that sun goes down, I mean, the temperature drops quick in the high desert. I mean, it drops quick. So you can be comfortable, and then within an hour, it can go from 60 to 40. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It just drops like that,
Are you in the desert where you live?
Yeah, it's high desert. We're a mile high.
Albuquerque's I have a family member who lives in I won't say exactly where, but a desert that's relatively close to California deserts. But it's horrible. I go out there visit. It's like the weather. It's like hard to even breathe. I'm just gotta get used to that. It's like, it was raining in the summer when I went. And it was just like really hot, and it was like raining. It's like, what the hell?
Monsoon season.
Yeah. It's like, why is it raining? It's like 110 degrees.
And then it gets humid and makes it even worse.
Yeah, exactly. That rain was not refreshing. It just made it humid. Exactly.
Well, we have a lot of people like that are like during the Olympic, like before the Olympics, and professional people train like athletes and stuff. They train here because of high altitude. And when we drive up the Sandia Mountains, which goes up to nearly 11,000 feet above sea level, people will jog or bicycle all the way up, and just jog. And I'm like, I can't even breathe sitting here. And they're jogging.
Yeah, San Francisco's perfect for like if you want to like this area. There's no humidity. The weather's always nice and crisp and cool, good for breathing. San Francisco though has a lot of fucking hills, so if you want to get in shape, that's a great place to run. Hills everywhere. I'm not running those hills, but if someone wants to get in shape, that's not me. That's a great place to run.
Exactly. I noticed too. Last time I was in Southern California, I was back. I want to say it was early May or something, and we, of course, you have to go through the desert, the Mojave Desert. It's like 100 and whatever degrees, right? And then you go through San Bernardino. You go to the Sierra Nevadas. We got to this truck stop. It was really nice actually in Ontario, California, and it felt like 100 degrees, but it was only 86, and they said that was a heat wave, and I was like, yeah.
86.
I was like, why is it? It was humid, but it was a different kind of humidity that I'm used to. And, but it felt much hotter than 86 degrees. Trust me, it felt like maybe like 100, 105 here. I guess
humidity.
Yeah.
I'm not used to humidity. I'm not built for that. Handle humidity. You hear me complaining like a motherfucker. Put me in some humid weather. Inside.
Well, Florida, Texas. Oh my goodness, Southeast Texas Southern Texas is in Florida. The humidity is just miserable. I mean, it's miserable. Even Dallas, like July, August, September. When I grew up there, it's like, oh hell no.
Yeah. I don't know why anyone would live in Florida. I think all of Florida is just humid all fucking summer. It's like, why would you do this to yourself?
Right. Yeah, I heard it. Well, it depends. I mean, if you're like, I guess if you're in Southern Florida, like in Miami or certain areas, it's more expensive, and then other areas it's not. It just all depends. But the weird thing is we got there at the end of October, and it was in the upper 90s, and we left November 1st, and that morning we woke up, and this is just north of Orlando, Leesburg, and it was 28 degrees that morning when we left.
Oh my goodness.
So that was quite a shocker.
Yeah, that's unpredictable ass weather. See, at Bay Area, it's going to be the same thing as it was yesterday and the day before that, A little bit cooler when it gets into the winter months. And then you get a little bit of rain when spring comes around. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But we do have earthquakes that people are afraid of for some reason. People are really afraid of our earthquakes.
I mean, there were several like little ones. Like we have little ones.
Little.
Like
they're little. Most of them, honestly, we have earthquakes here. I don't even feel them. People are like, did you feel the earthquake? No. I mean, I remember like when I was a little girl, there was this really big one. It was in 89.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember that one. I was on a bus with my mom and it almost tipped over. It was really scary. I think I was like 4 or something on that one. But it's like, I remember that one really well. Other than that, all the earthquakes have been like light, like not anything to really complain about. Not a reason not to live here. Definitely not. It's just a little, sometimes you might feel a little shaky. It actually feels like maybe like you don't live anywhere near trains, but it'll feel a little bit like a train is passing by.
Yeah. You're right. Because here's something kind of interesting is we were going back east, going to trying to get to Lake Havasu, Arizona, And I think it was, I want to say we were either in Barstow or Needles, and we stopped at a rest stop and, went and used the restroom. And there was a small, like 4.3 or whatever. And it felt like a train was nearby.
But there's no trains.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a light little shake. It's not, it doesn't do anything. It's not,
right.
It's not something to be, I mean, if it was some real natural disaster, I obviously would be afraid of it. The earthquakes are not anything to be scared. Not that we can't have a big earthquake, but we just haven't had one in so long. It's not really something to live your life afraid of, in my opinion. Because we don't, like, they're little ones. I'm sure one day.
You're roboting. You're still roboting. Still roboting.
No, roboting.
No, you're back.
I just had to yell at it a little bit.
Wait, let me ask you a question. So my aunt and uncle, my cousins lived in Salinas. I don't know if you know where that's at. It's not too far from you. It's south of San Francisco. And they were there during that huge earthquake. I don't know if that was the one you're talking about, 89 or that's a big one. And my uncle was just got off the bridge that collapsed. It wasn't.
Oh wow, bless him. That's so scary.
Yeah, and he said when he got off the bridge, he was on I don't know which highway it was, but he said the highway looked like waves. That's how bad it was. Like it was shaking everything. He said that was
bad. Yeah, the bridge broke. It was a bad earthquake. That was in 89.
89.
So scary. I couldn't imagine being near that bridge when that happened.
You're still a robot. Oh, you're roboting a little bit. I think you're back now. Yeah, but that was their first experience. That was their first real earthquake. They never experienced it before.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, big time. I've never been in anything over. I think the 5, maybe 5.1, something like that, which I felt, but it wasn't nothing. I mean, like. The tools in the shed were shaking a little bit, and it lasted maybe 30 seconds. It didn't last very long. But.
The last earthquake I remember feeling, I was at work, and this was a couple years ago, and I was sitting next to, it's a little embarrassing, boyfriend at the time, coworker, boyfriend. But we were working, right? And my boss was in her office, and we're sitting next to each other working. And then all of a sudden, I felt something. I was like, "There's people upstairs making because it's an office building. There's an upstairs unit that we've never heard ever." And I'm like, "Are those the people upstairs banging?" He's like, "I have no idea." And then my boss came out and was just like, "Oh, there was an earthquake just now." I was like, "Oh, okay." I just thought it was people upstairs making noise, even though we've never heard the people upstairs make any noise. I'm pretty sure those buildings are pretty good as far as sound control. You know what I mean? Maybe we don't hear each other, but yeah, I just thought it was people messing around upstairs. I don't know.
I have a cousin, and he's 10 years older than I am, and he posts a lot on Facebook and social medias. He works on skyscrapers. He'll video himself. He'll go live sometimes, and he'll be like walking on scaffolding with no handrails or nothing, 60, 70, 80 stories high, and just walking right across it. And I'm like, oh my, I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that.
He shouldn't do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that there's casualties, working on those tall buildings and whatnot.
Well, the bridge too. Was it in like early 1900s? They were working on the Bay Bridge. There was a man, I can't remember his name now. I just saw this. There was a man who died. The first person who died was working on the bridge, right? And the last person who died working on the bridge was actually his son. When they were done with the construction of it, the very last person to die was his son. How sad is that? The son died. Honestly, no, they must have been hella poor though, because I feel like a lot of people would do something else for work. If
Right.
you know what I mean, I feel like if I had a family member who died in that profession, at least take a break from it. This motherfucker still went to work, and his ass died too.
Yeah, I mean, my cousin, he gets they call it hazard pay. I got it too when I worked in corrections and whatnot. They would give us some hazard pay
Extra,
because
yeah.
right, but he gets
I
way
got
more.
that when I worked in the hospital. I worked in a psychiatric facility. They give you a lot of money to work there.
Yep, that's what I hear.
But they killed one of our doctors. That's what made me leave.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
If it's that hazardous, yeah, she got stabbed with they like did some like they kind of shanked out I forgot what it was, like a pen, but they like made it more sharp and
Right.
Yeah.
They come up with some pretty clever things, and like when I was working in the prison and the jails and whatnot, we would find the most unusual shanks. They would take I mean, you'd see tape, plastic forks mixed with whatever. They would find anything they could, and they would hide them in places where most guards couldn't find them, you know.
Right, or wouldn't look. Yeah, exactly.
But another thing too is finding.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, the first time I ever found pooch we were doing a shakedown and everything, and I got to this one cell, and he was very, very paranoid, and I knew something was up, and I was just looking and searching and looking and searching, and I saw the Gatorade bottles, you know, the corner of my eye. I thought, well, you know, they're allowed, you know, through commissary to have certain things, you know, and
they melt down that plastic. That's hard plastic. Those Gatorade bottles.
Yeah, and then
but he was making it.
Yeah, and it's oh my goodness, it wasn't ready yet. It was fermenting and whatnot. It smelled so horrible when we opened it up. But yeah, he got in a lot of trouble. He had to go to, I'm not going to say the word, the hole. They don't use that word, at least here anymore. But he had to go to what they call.
What's it called now? What do they call it? Confinement, solitary.
Yeah, we call it a sep cell, which is basically you're separated from everybody, and you don't have a TV or anything, and you can only be let out an hour a day for rec by yourself, you know, in the indoor rec yard, which is basically just a basketball hoop and just a
How long do they keep
around.
people in there? Like, what's the longest you've seen someone stay in there?
It depends. Some people are there permanently because of their status. You know, they're there.
Doesn't that drive them insane?
In the jails, there was a couple people. Yeah, in the prison. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're social creatures. We have to be in some kind of. Especially you guys should put them. Not you guys, but they just put them in the dark, right?
Right.
I feel like that's like some psychological warfare to do that. You know what I mean? That's some shit they did and made him like in Bane, made him like extra strong.
Yeah, I mean the prison I worked at, it wasn't like that. They had lights, and it was, you know, it's. I mean, I don't know if other states still do that. I know they did that back in the day. Like they closed a lot of those prisons down that did that. Like, you know, remember they would get just bread and water, and it was in the dark. There was no toilet, no bed. There was just like this little drainage thing in the middle of the cell.
Right.
That's
enough to drive someone insane. And I don't know about rehabilitating somebody. That's just like push them even further off the deep end.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I mean, you got to do what you got to do, especially if someone's like violent towards other people. You know what I mean? I don't have a better solution, but I know that drives someone completely insane. It would drive me insane. There's no way I could just like sit there with I had Jesus to be honest. I'd be all right. But you know what I mean? I could see how that would drive someone insane.
I mean, some people would be sent there. I would watch the stories of the old Eastern what's it called? Eastern Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. I think it's closed down now, but Al Capone was actually there because he was originally at Alcatraz. They closed that down, so he was sent. I believe it was Eastern State in Pennsylvania, and I believe that's where he died. But people were literally going insane in there. Like,
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They set it up. You just look it up on YouTube. There's a documentary. I think it's just simply called Eastern State Penitentiary Documentary or something like that. Oh my goodness, the way they set it up was just horrible, and the conditions were just, yeah, they couldn't leave their cells or anything, and it was inhumane. But you know, it was crazy. I mean, of course, I would say that certain individuals probably deserve it for what they done, and you know, I can't say too much on YouTube, obviously, you know, but yeah, I couldn't imagine, you know, especially if you're like, if you did something that, you know, just happened to be a felony, but it wasn't violent or real whatever, fill in the blank. I mean, can you imagine being sentenced to something like a place like that for say 5, 10, 20 years? You know,
that's crazy. I know I wouldn't. I don't think. I mean, I think I would struggle with that type of like. Even like some of like the mental health stuff, the like treatment that I've seen, like I'm like, I don't even know if I would be able to tolerate this, like, because some of this shit is just like really can destroy people's minds, and it's for it's in the nature of we're gonna make you better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Prison systems are not set up to make anybody better. It's to make them better criminals. That's pretty much it.
They call it, they call it the College of Crime.
Yeah.
they learn more about crime in prison than they do outside of prison. There's no rehabilitation. There's really no rehabilitation in prison, in most prison systems anymore.
I used to work with the it's like high acuity patients, and basically what that means are like if people have been charged with being like criminally like quote insane, or you know, unable to whatever type of like criminal mental health facility, basically.
Right.
And so a lot of that was, you could tell it's the difference between that facility and other facilities, because it's like there's a lot less emphasis on trying to make somebody better. It's just to kind of like pacify them for the time being. You know what I mean? It's like it's not trying to like, and now I can see why people are stuck there for so long, because a lot of it's, some people, sad to say, they can't be fucking helped. They're just the way they're gonna be. And
right.
You can keep offering help, but they're not going to change. But some people are, you know, if they're in the right environment, they can change for the better. But
yeah, then there's those ones that get institutionalized. And this one prison I worked at in Santa Fe, this guy had been in prison basically his almost entire life. It was 40 plus years. He was finally he was an old man. He was let out. And you know what he did? He literally walked to the nearest gas station, went in and got everything he had been craving. Like, you know, he got Dr. Pepper, snacks, beef, you know, beef jerkies, whatever, you name it, and just walked out the door and sat down and ate his snack. He didn't pay for them. He ate the snacks, drank his sodas, and waiting to get arrested so he could go back to prison because he couldn't live. He was institutionalized. He didn't know how to live on the outside.
That's so sad.
And that happens to a lot of people. It happens to a lot. They say some 5 years, some 10 years, some 20. It just depends on the person, but they're more comfortable on the inside than they are on the outside. You're just so used
if that's all you know, especially if your whole life has been like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? What is he really gonna do?
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna hire him. How's he gonna get a job? He's been in jail his whole life.
Right. Yeah,
at least the jobs that like maybe he'll get a job at, like I know Salvation Army, and there's some other employers that are really good about hiring people who have
McDonald's or something.
Yeah, but he's not going to make enough money to live. Like if I worked at McDonald's and say I had a husband and he also worked at McDonald's and we worked at McDonald's full time, I still wouldn't have enough money to pay for housing.
Right.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Like, at least if it's two people working minimum wage, they should still be able to make it. You can't even make it here on that at all.
Well, especially in California. I mean, it's expensive there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. I don't know. It might be different other places, but yeah, here is very expensive. So I don't understand people work at McDonald's, how they even like can live.
Right. There's a lot of people that move here from California and they're able to literally retire by simply moving, because they'll sell their house for say, I don't know,
That's
two,
what my
three,
mom did. Yeah,
for like
that's what my mom did.
for like $2 or $3 million and buy the same
Yeah.
size of a home here. This is back in the '90s, so for maybe like three, four, or $500,000, and they're comfortable. They're all set.
Yes. Huge houses, huge houses. My mom, so my dad passed away when I was 14, right? So my mom stayed in the, my dad was paying for that house. It was way too expensive for just her, right? But she made it happen she waited till my younger brother turned 18, then she sold the house. But when she sold the house, she got 1.6 million for it. And so
Wow.
she went and bought several pieces of property wherever the fuck she wanted to buy property. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I mean, she's not going to buy anything else in the Bay Area, not Bay Area, but like at least San Francisco. You can get stuff in the Bay Area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's weird. New York's expensive, I hear too. New York, California. I don't know about Washington. Do you know much about Washington State, like Seattle area?
I think I'm not sure. I know I don't know. You know, Badcore. He was
Where
saying
at?
his
Oh
Badcore.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
he was saying his rent was like 8 something for a 1 bedroom. I think that's decent, but I mean
That's.
that's pretty good price for here at least. You can't find that here.
I was gonna say, that, yeah. What
Pretty
you
cheap.
probably have to spend at least $1,500, $2,000 for a studio, and well, at least in Southern California, I know. But
Oh dear, here a studio. What a great question. I'm trying to see what I've seen because I have clients who need housing and stuff. So I do look at stuff occasionally, and I do take people places. I'm like a little realtor,
yeah.
social work realtor. I've seen studios for as the lowest I've seen was 1,900 somewhere in there,
Oh,
and
what?
yeah, that's for a studio. And if you want to rent a room, it's somewhere between 1,100 and 1,500.
Wait, 1,150, 900. Wait, I'm you said 1,900 for a studio. Did you mean 900? I'm sorry, I got confused.
No, 1,900 for a studio. But if you want to rent a room in like someone's house, that's 1,100, 1,500. And then a studio is the cheapest I've seen for that is 1,900.
Oh my goodness! So if you want to live with other people, you got to pay a lot of money just for the rent.
Yeah, just to live with other people and share everything, share the kitchen, the bathroom, your whole life with other people.
Man alive, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, the most we've ever paid, like when I was still married, we had a 2-story. No, I'm sorry, a 3-story home, and we paid $595 a month. That's what our payment was. We were renting, and that was back in the early 2000s up north. But I mean, and yeah, there's no way you can find that kind of price, especially for a 3-story house. You know,
Yeah.
with a nice backyard and a nice front yard and a nice neighborhood and near the school and near downtown and whatnot. It was very, very nice and very inexpensive. There's no way you can find something like that here, even especially nowadays. Of course, everything's like what doubled and tripled in price in the last few years. It seems like. I mean, I I was at Walmart. I think it was like yesterday or the day before, and I was in line. I guess they're getting ready to get rid of the self scan or self checkout things or something, and they had these just a half dozen, just regular glazed donuts, half dozen, $13.99. I was like, what?
That it costs a little more than that here for them, but yeah, they're hell expensive now for some damn donuts.
I mean, it's like, yeah, they were Krispy Kreme donuts, but still, they're just regular half dozen, and they're small. It's
Krispy
like
Kreme's more than that here. You can get it for like a mom and pop donut shop for about $14 for a dozen, maybe. But Krispy Kreme's like $18 for a dozen here.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, everything's hella expensive here compared to other places.
What's the gas prices up there right now?
It's like maybe 430 or 440, somewhere around there.
Wow, we are I think the cheapest I saw was $2.69 a gallon here.
I'm jealous. Yeah, gas is not cheap.
Oh my goodness. I got stuck check this out. You'll find this funny. I can only go for about 5 more minutes, and I gotta get ready and go. But when I was driving back, towards Albuquerque, I was gonna go visit my aunt and uncle down in San Bernardino, and I was on, I believe, the 101, and I took the wrong turn, and I was on the one, which is the coastal highway. We can only go like 35 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I am literally, I went through the, what's it? I went through the Monterey. It's that scenic route. I think it's called like 16 Mile or something when you go by Pebble Beach. And
Oh, the Highway 1?
yeah, and I ended up on Highway 1 and didn't know it. And all of a sudden to the left, and it is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful drive, but after, going 35 miles an hour for 7-8 hours, all you got is the Pacific Ocean to the right and the mountains to the left of you. There's no
it's actually kind of scary to drive that route, to be honest. Yeah, it's a little, but it's pretty.
Oh yeah, all I had back then was a flip phone. So I mean, I have pictures, but they're not very good. But it is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But I think it was like Santa Margarita is where I finally was able to exit, or north of there.
Oh wow! See, I don't stay on that for too long. I'll get on it somewhere around Pacifica, and then go to, like, at the furthest, I'll go to Santa Cruz, which is not that long of a drive on there.
Right.
But yeah, if you got to go a long ways, yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time.
Yeah, I mean, but again, you can't beat the view. You can't.
Right.
You can't beat the view. Hey, I appreciate you coming up and being on my first members only. I didn't know if it was members only just chat or members only via just on members. I'm still learning this stuff.
Yeah, it looks like just the chat because I logged out and logged into a different account, and it's it shows your stream. So I think it's just members only chat.
Well, cool. Either or.
All your stalkers are still watching.
Oh, hello, stalkers.
Hi, stalkers, weirdo.
You have a good day, and
you too. Catch you later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a busy one. It's gonna be another busy week, but hopefully after Friday, I think to the best of my knowledge, all the services and whatnot will be done, and I'm hoping.
What do you mean services? Services for what?
I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I had 4 deaths, happened about 2 weeks ago, loved ones and a few family members and whatnot, and one was extremely tragic. And
I'm sorry.
So it's been a rough time, and of course, after that last incident, I got sober, and I've been over a month sober now, so it really tested me.
Good job, man.
Hey, I appreciate that. But it was tough. Don't get me wrong, especially when everything happened. It's like, how many times I almost went and bought myself, especially the first couple of weeks. It's like, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I just had to have self-control, willpower. But, every day gets better as far, the cravings are pretty much gone. They're always going to be there to an extent, but I just want to keep moving forward. I went almost 7 years the first time, and then I messed up in May. So this time I'm not going to look back. I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, hell
yeah. All right. Well, you have a good one. All
right, man. Love you, man. Talk to you later.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All righty. Well, that was my first members only live stream. I guess it's members only in the chat. I did not know that. So I'm sure this will be public once it ends here. I guess I'm still learning. So, but so sorry for those who are watching and cannot chat. I honestly thought it was simply just a private live members only, but that's cool. I live and I learn. So if it goes public, cool. If not, cool. Doesn't matter to me. But appreciate GLM coming up, and Bill and OTR and being in chat and coming over and everything. And for those who are watching, also the pasta, I got to get going here. I got to leave in about 10-15 minutes, and I've got a long day with a few breaks in between, dealing with more arrangements and whatnot and other things. So y'all have a good one. I'll play, I don't know, order stream your music for a minute or something, and I'll on the stream. So, all right, y'all have a good one. Take care. God bless. Hasta la pasta.